Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. In the previous video lecture, we have started sixth chapter of geography, that is human resource, and this would be the second part of this chapter. If we think about the previous chapter, previous video lecture, we have completed these topics. It means, first of all, human resource, the definition I have given you. Then we have discussed about the distribution of population, which is uneven, and even we have discussed the factors why the distribution of population it is uneven. And the things we have discussed that density of population. If we think about density of population, it means the number of people living per square kilometer or per unit, that is called density of population. When we discuss about population, I have told you that in the northern hemisphere, maximum people live rather than the southern hemisphere. And if we think about China and India, these two countries, these are the most populated country, and near about 50% of the population of the world live in only in these two countries, right? At the end of the previous video, we were discussing about the factors which affect the distribution of population, in which we have discussed some geographical, some social, cultural, and economical factors, right? Now, in this video lecture, we will start the population change. We will discuss about what is population change. After then, we will discuss the patterns of the population change and population composition. We will discuss these three topics in this video lecture, and this chapter will be over, right? So let's start the chapter. Our first topic, it would be population change. Dear student, if we think about population change, it means the change in the number of people during a specific time period. It means during a specific time period, the number of the people it has been changed. This is called population change. Maybe it may be increased, it may be decreased, depend upon the situation. But the difference, the change in the number of people during a specific time period over a particular area, that is called population change. That is called population change. So if we think about it, first of all, let's discuss about what is natural growth rate. We have to discuss this thing. What is natural growth rate? If we think about natural growth rate, it refers the difference between the birth rate and the death rate of a country. Remember this thing, birth rate would be in the front, would come first after the death rate, because birth rate must be increased and death rate must be lower rate. Then there would be a natural growth rate. Remember this thing. So if we think about the natural growth rate, it refers the difference between the birth rate and the death rate of a country. It means in a country, birth rate is more than the death rate, and the difference between these two things, it is called just only a natural growth rate. It is called just only natural growth rate. Okay, dear student, if we think about India, in India, there is a very rapid growth rate of the population in India, and till 1980, from 1951 to 1980, the growth rate is very high. But after 1980, some steps they were taken by the government. Also, some awareness programs they were started also by the government. That's why the growth rate it can the increase of the birth rate it can be reduced. But whenever more than 1 million people they are multiplied just only within one, then near about more than 1 million people they are born in the next year, you can say that. So that's why if you think about natural growth rate, it is decreasing, but still it is very high in India. So leave it now. Let's come to the let's focus on the topic, that is population change. If we think about population change, it is due to the change in number due to birth rate, due to death rate and migration. It means these three determinants, these three factors, the population change depend on these three factors. I think so. In the previous classes, you have discussed, you have studied about birth rate, death rate, and migration. So that's why we will take a just only simple look about it. If we think about birth rate, it means the number of live birth per 1,000 people. This is called birth rate. On the other hand, if we think about death rate, the number of live death, the number of death, sorry, not live, the number of death per 1,000 people, that is called death rate. And dear student, natural, if we think about natural growth rate, the difference of birth rate and death rate, the difference between the birth rate and death rate, it is called natural growth rate. Due to the medical facilities and due to many other facilities, the birth rate, it is, you can say that it is good, but death rate, it has been reduced. So that's why the natural growth rate of the of India, it is very high. There is another factor which also contribute in population change, that is migration. If we think about migration, it means the movement of people from one area to another area, that is called migration. This migration can be done due to many factors like educational facilities, job facilities, better living standard. There are many factors due to which migration is there. There are two types of migration. The first one is internal migration and the second one is international migration. If we think about internal migration, it means people move within a country. It means he is living in Gharaunda and he will shift in Karnal, or you can say he will shift in Delhi. It means the people, they are migrated just only within a country. This is called internal migration. The overall population of the country, it is not changed, but the overall population of a local area, it has been changed. Remember this thing. And the second one is international migration. If we think about international migration, it means people will move from one country to another. That is called international migration. So dear student, hope migration is clear to all of you. So these three factors, they are responsible for the population change, right? Also, this thing is clear to all of you. If we think about advancement in food supplies, better medicine facilities, this led to reduce the death rate, but the death rate and birth rate. But if we think about birth rate, it remained intact. It means it is near about same. That's why this gave a rise to increase in population. It means our population is going to be increased. This is a basic reason. Right, students? Now, student, we have one most important term, that is life expectancy. It must be very important for you because in the 9th standard, you will discuss this thing also. The number of years that an average person live, that is called number of years. Remember this thing, number of years that an average person live. It means in a country, the average age of the people, that is called life expectancy. In India, it is near about 60. It is near about 60 year life expectancy. Okay, students, I think so the concept is clear to all of you. First of all, we have discussed that population change. It means the change in number of the people during a specific time over a particular area, that is called population change. And in this, we have discussed about there are three determinants, there are three factors due to which the population has been changed: birth rate, death rate, and migration. We have seen the definition of it. Right, students? Now, dear student, if we think about the population growth rate, it is totally, it is going to be increased. Reason is that the birth rate is, you can say that low, but death rate is very low due to the medical facilities and other, you can say other food supplies and other development facilities also. Right? So this is population change. Now, dear student, until 1800, the world population grew steadily but slowly. The reason is that large number of babies, they were born, but they died early too, as there were no proper health facilities. Until 1800, if we think about the world population, it grew, you can say that it grew up, but slowly it is down. Why? Reason that a large number of people, a large number of babies, they were born, but due to lack of proper health facilities, they were died in the early age. That's why the growth rate, it is not so much. And if we think about other factors, sufficient food, it was not available for all the people. It was not available for all the people. And if we think about 1804, the world population reached only 1 billion. But dear student, in 1959, the world population, it reached 3 billion, which is often called population explosion also. And in 1999, just only in within 40 years, the population has become doubled. It means 6 billion. If we think about the main reason of this, it was just only better food supply, better medical facilities, due to which death rate, it was reduced, while the number of the birth rate, it remained high. This was the basic reason. We have discussed here some important fact about the population change. Until 1800, if we think about it, think about population change, the world population, it is near about normal. Means large number of babies, they were born, but due to lack of facilities, health facilities, and better living standard, they were died in the very early age. They were died in very early age. In 1804, the world population, it is 1 billion, but in 1959, the world population reached near about 3 billion. But after 40 years, it means in 1999, the world population is near about doubled. And the basic reason of it, that we have great medical facilities, we have better healthcare facilities, we have better food supplies. Due to this thing, that death rate, it was reduced, but the birth rate can't be reduced. We try to reduce it, but it is not so much reduced as the birth rate has been reduced, right? So that's why if you think about population change, it during the up to 2000, the growth rate, it is very high of the world, right? Another cause of the population change, population size change, it is migration, which I have already told you. Migration, I have given you the definition about it, that the movement of the people from one place to another, that is called migration. And these are two types, internal as well as external, international. People move within a country and sometimes between a country. People move within a country and sometimes they move out of country also, from one country to another. Due to this thing, we have two important words, that is emigrants and immigrants. Remember this thing, just only the spelling, it is little bit different, but the meaning is totally different. If we think about emigrants, it means these are those people who leave a country. These are those people who leave a country. And if we think about immigrants, these are those people who arrive in our country. Suppose if I will migrate from India to USA, it means I am emigrants from India and I am immigrants in USA. I think so. These two words are clear to all of you, and these are important terms. And many times this question is asked in question paper also. So underline these two words: who are emigrants and who are immigrants. If we think about emigrants, it means these are those people who leave a country, and emigrants, these are those people who arrive in a country. I have given you the example of myself. If I am migrating from India to USA, it means as per the context of India, I am emigrants. But as per the context of USA, I am immigrants. Okay. Now, dear student, countries like USA and Australia, they have gained in numbers due to just only migration, due to just only immigration. So maybe you have 1 marks question here that due to immigration, the population has been increased of which countries? The USA and Australia. Australia. Remember this thing. Countries like USA and Australia, the number of people they have changed, and you can say that the population has been increased due to just only immigration. I have told you that immigrant, it means those who arrive in the country. It means people, they are migrating from other country to USA and Australia. That's why the population of USA and Australia, it has been increased. If we think about the example of Sudan, it is a country that has experienced a loss of population due to the emigration, due to out migration, right? Also, these two words, emigrants and immigrants, to clear to you. Now, remember these three countries. This would be an important question. Maybe asked in exam also, that why Sudan experience a loss of population change, and you can say that name the country which experience a loss of population change due to emigration. Due to emigration, it is Sudan. And the population has been changed, has been increased in USA and Australia due to immigration. Okay. If we think about the general trend of the international migration, it is from less developed country to the more developed country due to better employment opportunity. This is the most general trend of the international migration. Even if we think about people migrate from rural area to urban area just only due to better employment facilities, better educational facilities, and better healthcare facilities. That's why the people, they generally move from one area to another. Within the country, a large number of people, they move from rural area to urban area. Remember this thing. And the basic difference, the basic reason is employment, education, and health facilities. So that's why people, they move from one place to another. And this is the basic reason of the migration. Right, students? Now let's discuss about the pattern of the population change. It would be most important. If we think about the rate of the population growth, it varies across the world. It is different as per the place to place. It varies place to place. If we think about the world's total population, however, this would not, if we think about not all the countries, they are experience the growth rate. There is no relation between the economic status and the population of a country. Developing and underdeveloped countries, they shows more population birth rate parameters. I'll tell you one thing that because that particular area, it is economically backward area. That's why this has a very few number of people, and the area which has developed countries, they are high population. It does not matter. I'll show you that there are developing countries and underdeveloped countries. They have more population birth rate as per the developed countries. The present day of the population, it would be 7.6 billion. And it was expected that 2045, the population would be rise 9.6 billion. It would be considered. And I have already told you that China, it is most populated country, and the second rank is India. And it was thought that it will be thought that by 2025, India would be considered the most populated country. It means it would cross China also. The population growth rate, it's so much high. So it's a very serious matter for us. It's a very serious matter for us. Right, friends? Now let's discuss about the population composition. It would be the most important. If we think about the population composition, the structure of population on the different bases, like the sex ratio. It means the number of female as per the 1,000 male. Age group, literacy level, health condition, occupation, and income level. So we must discuss about this thing also. The population composition of a country, it is described as population pyramid, which is called age sex pyramid also. If we think about the total population, we will classify it in, this population into two different groups: 5 to 9 years, 10 to 14 years, and above 60. And sometimes you can say that 0 to 14 years, 15 to 59 years, and above 60. There is a mistake here in this line. We have three different groups: 0 to 14 year, 15 year to 59 year, and above 60. If we think about 0 to 14 year, it means they are child. They were considered children, and they are the dependent class. If we think about 15 year to 59 year, they are the working population, and they are economically self-dependent. And if we think about above 60, they are, if you think about these people, they are the aged person, they are the retired person, and they are also dependent on the working population. Okay. Now the percentage of the total population is subdivided into male and female also. It means that is called sex ratio, and I already told you what is sex ratio. It means the number of female as per 1,000 of male. That is called sex ratio. Okay. In the next slides, we will discuss about some population pyramid. It shows that the people living in a particular country. The people living in a particular country, which shows this thing. The number of children, it means below 15 years. They are shown at the bottom. It reflects the level of the birth rate. And the size of the top, it shows the number of age person, means about 60 years. And it reflects the number of death rate. In the next slides, I'll show you some population pyramid. And in these population pyramid, we have bottom area that is that shows the age group of up to 15 years. They are called children. And the above area that is called the top area that shows the people of the 60 years. And the population of pyramid, it shows also that young dependents and elderly dependents, they are totally dependent on the working people for their livelihood, for their economical things. And only the middle area, it means age group from 15 to 59 years, that is considered the working population. So let's discuss about these pyramids. Now see the pyramid. Now dear student, if we think about the age group of 0 to 14 year or 15 year, base is wide. The base is wide. It means there is a high birth rate. But at the top, the base is very low. It means death rate of about 60. It is very low. It means maximum children, they take birth, but they were died. Within means up to 15 years due to lack of medical facility and other things. So dear student, if we study this pyramid, the shape of population pyramid, it shows that people living in that particular country. Suppose the number of children below 15 years, they are shown at the bottom. It reflects the level of the birth rate. The size of the top, it shows the number of aged people above 60, and it reflects the number of death. The population pyramid shows young dependents, age group 15, and elderly dependents, age group of 60 years. And the working people, they are in the middle group. They constitute the economically active citizen. And you can see the situation. Okay, let's compare some different countries, because different countries, they show different pattern of the population pyramid. So let's compare some different countries. Now see the population pyramid of Japan. If you think about Japan, it has very low birth rate. Reason is that the pyramid, it is very narrow at the base. Listen, see the pyramid. The base, it is very narrow. It means it has low birth rate. And if we think about decreased death rate allow number of people to reach old age. You can see that the pyramid is above 60 to 64. It means maximum people they reach at the age of 60 and they are died after 60. Okay, but this pyramid shows that the death rate of Japan it is very low, right? Now see the pyramid of India. This pyramid it shows the birth pyramid which is broad at the base, which is broad at the base. It means the birth rate is high. The birth rate is high and it is thick in the middle. Okay, this pyramid it is broad at the base. That's why death rate is sorry birth rate is high. And if we think about the middle area, it is also thick. And if we think about at the end, it means at the top, it is very low. If we think about the middle area, it means it has healthy population at the middle age. It has healthy population at the middle age. That's why we have availability of huge human resource. It means we have huge economical population, working population. Right now, you can differentiate the population pyramid of Japan and India. Japan, it is a developed country, and if we think about India, it is a developing country. So in the developing country and in the underdeveloped country, we have high birth rate. Remember this thing. It does not mean that that particular area, it is developed area and it has high birth rate. It does not matter. It does not mean. In the developed country and in the underdeveloped countries and in the developing countries, we have high birth rate. Remember this thing. Okay, guys. Now, dear student, least developed countries pyramid are broad at the base, but start tapering in the middle, which shows higher death rate. Now, see the population pyramid of Kenya. It is underdeveloped countries. The population pyramid, it shows that it belongs to Kenya. It has birth and death rate, both are high. Remember this thing. You can see the pyramid at the bottom and at the top. High birth rate and high death rate. Reason is that this is because although many children they are born, but maximum children they were died in their infancy due to lack of medical facilities, due to lack of healthcare facilities. And very few people they become adults, and there are very few people who reach at their old age. Now see the population pyramid of Kenya. It's an underdeveloped country. It's an underdeveloped country. So dear student, by studying these three pyramids, we come to know about it that the population has been increased. It does not mean that it depends on the economical condition. And the population change, it is totally varied. It is totally varied from place to place and from time to time also. Okay. Also, everything is clear to all of you, and we have completed this chapter. So in the next video lecture, we will meet with a fresh topic. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me any question. Thank you. Have a nice day.